This photograph of workers cleaning up an oil spill in Kuwait in 1991 was taken by Sebastiao Salgado. It is an incredible story of photography, but also of the horrors that happened after war. In 1991, the Iraqi army was fleeing Kuwait, and as they fled, they destroyed the oil fields near Kuwait. This meant that there were huge amounts of oil flowing, and as we know, oil is flammable. So in this time, there were huge amounts of fires that were spreading over this area of Kuwait. Firefighters from all over the world came to help extinguish these fires. It took nearly 11 months to do a cleanup, and Salgado was around some Canadian firefighters as they worked to clean up and extinguish these fires. It was said to have been so loud that it was comparable to a 747 engine all the time. They could only speak to each other by yelling in each other's ears. The fires were also so incredibly hot that they warped Salgado's lens. So he was only left with two lenses, which was a 35mm and a 60mm, to use on his Leica camera as he took photographs. He is said to have taken 200 rolls of film in the 40 days that he was around these oil fields. It is also said that the fires were sometimes so hot that it actually damaged the film in his camera when he was taking photographs. Like I said, we can't understate how dangerous this was, as a journalist and photographer was also killed as they travelled across these slick oil fields. Salgado wasn't prepared for the heat, and he actually found special gear that had been left when the Iraqis had deserted. And that's what he used to protect himself with the huge amount of oil and fires all around him. The only way he survived, he said, was by having 2 litres of petrol and having kitchen paper towel in his backpack. He was constantly cleaning his hands and his camera gear with the petrol and the paper towel so that he could continue shooting. Not only is this photograph amazing, but let's think about in the conditions it was taken. You can see that these poor guys are covered from head to toe in oil. It is not only slippery, but it's dangerous. It has taken months and months to clean this up, and these guys are exhausted and filthy. And you can see these emotions clearly in the photograph taken. The photograph is so incredibly sharp. It must have been a fast shutter speed, as you can actually see the oil as it drips. It is amazing depth of field, as you can see everything from the 2 guys who are fixing it to the rocks beside them. There is so much detail and clarity, and it's so incredibly sharp. Because of the fires and the clouds, it is so dark and cloudy that there are no real bright areas in the photograph. And it is just how dark this photograph is that adds to the moodiness of it and the seriousness of the situation that these 2 men were in. Because these 2 men are covered in oil, they actually look like statues. And it's hard to believe that it's actually 2 men who are alive and working.